They come, top four as we go to you. Fifth place in at the last towards the head of the order. The only one that has made a position is Richard Neary after a cracking start. We know how aggressive and forceful he can be, but he does it as best as he possibly can. And of course, he'll be handing that car over to Sam Neary, who we briefly heard from on the grid before the race got underway. So the GT3 cars were through in GT4, but he's still the number 56 on DJ Motorsport that leads the way. So Aston Miller heads the field and they work their way towards Richie for the second time. Second place is the number 7 Aston Martin of Forsetti Motorsports, and Mikey Porter is still there where he started this race. Third place for GT4 is going to be the car of number 62. So that means that Academy of Motorsport and Will Moore have already jumped ahead of the championship leaders, the number 90 machine. So already it's advantage to those three ahead of the McLaren Artura, which now falls down the order in the hands of Jack Brown. And Jack was talking to us yesterday and just said he didn't quite have the pace he really should have done. So yeah, there could be a little bit of improvement coming his way within this one. There's just been a change there, I believe, as well, because the 22 machine has lost out to the Aston Martin. So a potential swap around there, because Matt Topham, Kevin Say and also Carl Cavers are having a good battle. In fact, it's Kevin Say who's gone up ahead of Matt Topham, so that's into 9th place now as the Aston Martin just starts to struggle on towards the back straight. Off the back straight, very close to finish. Rob Collard has got no gap whatsoever between himself and Aston Martin. Place, so both of those tied together round the right hander of Corum. Come up. But for now, Rob Collard does still lead the way from Alex Martin. Further back, we have this scrap going on between what's going to be Matt Topham, Carl Cavers, and also into the mix now comes Mike Price in the number 3 all green Mercedes. That's a good scrap going on for placement inside the top 10. And just keeping an eye on what's happening within GT4. It's almost 3 wide across the line here, but it's the Forsetti Aston Martin which is making up the place. So number 47 goes through and up into what's going to be second within Pro-Am. And where does that put them within GT4? That's going to be somewhere, again, within inside the top 10. So Mark Warren making progress as he makes his way past Harry George. And Sai Sanjay is the one who lost out on that lap, car number 95. So Sai starting to drop down now, not having the best of laps he would have hoped for in his McLaren Artura either. So he is now a little bit further back after being passed by both Mark Warren and also Harry George. But out front, Rob Collard, he's just managing the gap now over Alex Martin, just over half a second between the two of them last time round. Rob Collard has managed to do the quick step of the race in these early stages, a 1:51.147. So now just starting to get into the rhythm and putting that gap out over Alex Martin. Very close to the third, fourth, as well, right on the tail now of Richard Neary. These two, Ian Lockyer and Richard Neary, do race together in a different GT championship, so they are good friends. But to try and close those championship points down once again. And just looking at where Sean Balfe and Adam Smalley sit, they have been keeping themselves under the radar in many races so far this year, but have been consistently finishing in the top few. places. That sits them nicely in the championship in second place, just 3 points adrift of Alex Martin and Sandy Mitchell, who currently sits second within this one. So Sean Bell and Adam Smalley, as I said, just gradually getting themselves the points they need and sitting very, very closely to the championship leaders. And of course you can't quite count out Rob Collard and Ricky Collard. They sit third in the championship coming here this weekend, just 2 points further back from Sean Bell and Adam Smalley. So 5 points cover 6 drivers, 3 teams in the top 3 places in the British GT Championship this year so far. You can get much closer than that, to be fair. The racing on track is pretty close as well, because the GT4 Championship leader now over the back of the number 9. And that Brown, and car ahead of him, and find out those stories. That driver in that car, number 62, as he works his way through. So Wilmore in that number 62 machine. The one under pressure at the minute from Jack Brown. So those two go nose to tail down the Bentley straight. The one I got confused with there was the number 9. Slightly out of the water. Absolutely left on the first lap. So Martin all the way through. By the time they get down to the line, just stuck behind the Mercedes Motorsport Aston Martin, and then they'll have to work his way past the Cisco to Netta, and then he'll be clear of all the GT4s, and Mark Smith will be back on his way, the car which he'll hand over to Martin Plowman in the second half of this race. Back up front towards the GT3 pack now, and Richard Neary is still under pressure. He got the job done, of course, on that first lap to get past Ian Logie, but since then, Ian Logie has not let him rest one iota. He's been all over the back like a bad rash, as Ian Logie, and before too much longer, will he go through? Well, Richard Neary is good in attack, and he's very good in defence as well, so it's going to be a hard task for Ian Logie. He might just have to wait until the pit window opens for potentially these positions to change, and they'll be changed potentially if the team gets a quicker stop done, but as we know, it's a minimum delta. He's also trying to defend from Giacomo Petrovelli, who's all over the back of him in that Aston Martin as well. You can't really rule out Sasha Kaked in the number 32 Audi also, which is now starting to attack the Aston Martin, as the two Mercedes from different teams now cross the line third and fourth place. I'll be wearing not quite too hard all the time. On the outside right down towards Palm, I think later on the break, Mercedes very, very wide indeed, and Ian Logie might have to use a bit more of the circuit than he wants to, a bit of the grass at the same time as well, great way down towards Agostini, but again, if Ian Logie wants to go through, it's going to have to be the high, wide and handsome line through Agostini, which doesn't work. He might get the comeback though. Good acceleration from the 2C's Motorsport machine as it works its way down towards Hamilton. Hopefully they keep it clean, but Richard Neary still holds on to the place. So for now, Amber Racing have the advantage. Ian Logie is losing more time, and in fact he loses a place because Giacomo Petrovelli goes through at the same time, and the 87 Aston Martin is now through. So Ian Logie couldn't get the job done, so maybe now with Giacomo Petrovelli up into 4th place, he can put further pressure onto the back of that Mercedes and try and get past and the gap between them and the Farwell Motorsport Lamborghini just continues to grow, with only just at least the first 10 minutes of about what is to come, but also about how much time they are in this process of trying to get past the other racing Mercedes. So all of that has really just shaken the order up, and we've got a little bit more action behind now because the Ram Racing BMW in the hands of John Ferguson with a new teammate for this weekend, being joined by Max Hesser, because Rafael Marciano is away on World Endurance Championship, so he's not available this weekend. So Max Hesser, we believe, racing here at Snetterton for the first time. We'll find out Max Hesser is back out the road. Down towards Foggy, so yeah, he's been unfortunately in the wrong place at the wrong time there. Close now, all starting to bunch themselves together, and all the exam drivers over the course of the season, they seem to come on leaps and bounds. They get, of course, coaching and encouragement from their pro drivers, and with that they just get ever more confident, and it just gives us a very, very equal playing field for the AM drivers. And of course the cars have something to do with that as well. If you've got your car set up nicely, that can always aid your progress, but at the minute the AMs behind Engineering fall very much to the turn front. They are 8 to 9 seconds up the road, so Rob Collard and Alex Martin choosing to work together for the time being and extending the margin out the front, so good as it stands. Wrapped up here this weekend, and then we take Barwell Motorsports 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2, which is not unlikely really with the pace they've shown so far and also what they've done in qualifying, but it would need Garage 59 to not finish the races, which is not currently happening because Garage 59 is short now, currently there in 8th position, so yeah, it would take a lot to be wrapped up this weekend, but it is on the cards if things do happen. But for now, we'll worry about this race and how everything's unfolding. There's a great battle in GT3, there's an even close battle. McLaren is under pressure from the 61 machine. Bonnet of number 62 is that of Will Moore. The red bonneted number 61 machine is that currently in those cars. So that's how you can distinguish the two Academy Motorsport Ford Mustangs apart. Number 90 not very quick in a straight line, so it will give the Ford Mustangs one. The American muscle power to try and go around the outside in towards the right-hander of Ritchie's, but Marcus Cigaretti can't quite get the job done. Definitely tell. In a straight line, Ford Mustangs quicker, and in the corners, number 92 of Jack Brown does seem to be the quicker. So again, strengths and weaknesses on different parts of the circuits, but for now it does seem that the champion is slightly by Will Moore. Putting away by now well over 10 seconds, and in GT4 we have the top two in that category putting away as well, not to the same extent, but it's definitely over 5 seconds between first and second back to third place. So again, there's a bit of a cork in the bottle. That seems to be the Will Moore number 62 machine at the minute. So Jack Brown needs to be back onto the talent. As soon as there's a mistake possibly from that Ford Mustang, he will leap and take his opportunity to go through. But for now, as they head onto the straight, there's no opportunity. But of course, down to the braking zone and through the twisty part of front of Nelson, there may be a chance to get multiple white flags appearing on our screen. 2 minutes. Very hard to do around Snetterton. As we said, multiple points where you are looked at in terms of track limits. We're going to have to do on our best behaviour. Half of this race now. 20 on his final warning, and that can mean that he races both of Alex Martin's through once again onto that number 9 was now gone. 3 to 2 in GT3. We are focusing currently on what's happening in GT4. And still Jack Brown. Jack Brown accelerating that forward. Very fast forward Mustang, which has tremendous top speed in a straight line. So Jack Brown, yeah, is good through the corners, but he then needs to be late on the brake in some of those corners to try and make the move stick, which is not happening. And with that, he's now under attack from behind, because Marco Signoretti tries to make his Ford Mustang go nicely around the outside, which doesn't happen. And Jack Brown, a bit like the GT3 category, and Giacomo Pettinelli starts to get frustrated, kind of hanging in this position and not really making any progress. So it's very frustrating. He might be one of the earliest ones into the pit lane when GT4 pit window opens later into this race. That won't be until
it's a 1 hour race.
So a little bit longer for GT4. GT3 though, that pit window will open in just over 4 minutes time. It's long now. Just had another race back up. Manager of number 95 does need to report the race as well. Outside of the corners, which are prone to people running wide the corners. 3 mile 30 the corners, along the mountains, black and white warning flags. I think the other meeting we had this year with that information coming through, I think
and presumably is why they'll call the team manager up, is that they're going to sort of like say, look, this is where it's happening time and time again. And in fact, drive-through penalty for 95 now, and they need to sort of let them know. Look, they can radio into the driver, can't they, and say, stop going off at that point of the circuit.
Definitely, yeah, they need to be aware they're doing that, because that is for our drivers, the main mistake that, as you say, number 95, when the team manager to race control, it's now turned to a drive-through penalty. So there's no getting back to that one, unfortunately, for Sai Sanjay. So we have to serve that within the space of the next 3 laps, as GT4 pack now heads its way through down towards the bodies, and again very close between 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th. That's exactly the same case in GT3 as well, with 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th not being separated by too much whatsoever. So slightly elongated now out teammate Alex Martin. That's and will be Spa for both categories. Carries 10 seconds extra to the 75 seconds they have to be in the pit lane. Then we have the second place